Speaking of things, what is it?
Are you not sure what we're doing?
Tell them what it's about.
It's going to be about some things.
Oh.
Okay, let's just roll the episode.
Got it. Put on your shorts and let's get to spamming and scamming. Here we go. We got to get a little clinkety clank first. Oh, it's got that same sound.
Clank.
Clunk. That was more of a clunk than a clank. So, you've been in your quote-unquote free time living the spam and scamming life, and this is a ever-continuing saga about our shorts.
Yes.
Well, they're shorts, but whatever. So you got another guy, another dude, another helper.
Yeah, another helper. He wants to help us, and he said that. I have a funny story about shorts. Maybe we save it for an actual episode. And
your shorts?
Yeah. Maybe not.
Feels awkward already.
It is.
All right.
Yeah, so people reaching out to help us promote our podcast.
Reaching right into our shorts.
Right in there. And so we decided, if you've been following, to make a whole series about spammers and scammers reaching out, because we think if we're wasting their time, they're not wasting other people's time. And so that's been the process of what we're going through. And if you have people reaching out to you, if you remember our first short, the most recent, we've been focusing on Facebook messages, but our original short was text messages. And we're going to go back to the text messages, but if you're receiving scam text, feel free to send us their phone number. We're going to reach out to them for you. Might appear on the show. Folks can reach out to us at speak2sot@gmail.com.
For the love of God, put a stamp on it. How many people have sent us email forgetting to put a stamp on it, and it just gets returned right back to them in their mailbox?
Yes. Make sure you get the electronic stamp.
The universal electronic stamp. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Dave, you are doing a community service.
We are doing a community service.
And why, for the love of God, why is there not a Nobel Peace Prize sitting on our doorstep right now? The doorstep of this freaking studio that is up in lights and looking beautiful for our viewers.
I 100% agree. I agree.
Okay, perfect. We'll end it there.
We'll send some letters out, see if we can get one.
We'll get a little signature campaign going. So what you got? This is one of in our quest to become the behemoths on the massive MySpace face network. We put out our name into wonderful groups that are, my God, are they helpful? They're podcast organic growth groups, of which I think I joined maybe the tiniest fraction of the millions that are out there.
And we all know the organic is the best way to go.
Organic's good.
Yep.
And it's expensive.
Prevents global warming.
It does. Just eat organic and it's fixed. And we went organic. We took it to the next step and said, you know what? This podcast, 100% organic.
Absolutely. To this point. 100% organic sounds.
No preservatives.
No preservatives. So if this is your first time tuning in, the way it works, I'll read our interactions with the scammers. We do a voice disguise of the scammers, just so you understand and know who's talking at what point. And we're just going to hop in. This scammer's name is Marjan Khan.
Wait, not C-O-N, I hope.
No, Khan. Probably like Genghis.
Yeah, Mr. Genghis. You do see the little bit of irony there.
I do.
Khan. Okay. Spammers and scammers. Give it to me.
Spammers and scammers. Marjan reached out and he asked,
do you have any podcast? If you want to promote your podcast and have increased audience, then you have to come to the right place. I have over 7 years experience at podcast promotion. My work is 100% real. I can make your podcast more popular on store. We'll be able to help you promote your podcast development on the store. I'm professional iTunes podcast, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud promoter, and social media marketing expert.
Time out. I'm smelling something here.
Yeah.
I'm smelling some.
If you're a frequent listener, you know We've heard that.
It's a very similar opening line, if you will. Now I'm maybe getting a visual of a call center, but maybe not a call center, right? It's just
email center.
A
message center.
a freaking podcast growth message center. They probably do multiple things, right? Podcast is just like one of their deals. So they get you in there and they go, all right, you're going to make some money off of these silly Americans that are making these silly podcasts that no one listens to.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to make these promises. But here's how you start your conversation. Number one, your experience is always between 5 to 7 years. That seems to be a given, right? And then what was the other thing? Oh, the 100% real.
Real.
You think this is fake, dude?
100% real.
100%. And you can't deny that because I just gave you the percentage.
Yep. So you guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
And so you've quickly caught on to probably what our viewers caught on to as well. So I responded, funny, you typed the same exact thing someone else did. How much experience do you have in days?
Oh, God, no. Okay, if you tuned in before, this days thing can go down a rabbit hole.
My experience is 5 years. I'm a professional podcast promoter.
Hold on. Wasn't there a 7-year statement before?
Which is why I queried back, why did you say 7 years initially?
Ooh.
Yeah. Already got him. First interaction he's caught.
Chink in the armor.
Yes, I started this job at 7 years old, but I started doing client work 5 years ago.
Are we dealing? Pause, please. Are we dealing? Are you suspecting a language barrier here? Because the gentleman, who I'm sure is totally legit, he's 100% real. He started at the age of 7.
Exactly. So I said, how old are you now?
27.
So you have 20 years experience.
I see.
Because he started at 7.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No. Do you want me to promote your podcast?
Oh, see, there's the diversion tactic. The problem is you keep going off their script.
Absolutely.
You keep pulling them off script, and he's like, "Damn it, I messed up. I'm just gonna dial him back in. I want to help you.
Bringing him in.
That'll zero you, Dave, from speaking of things back on topic. I don't think so.
So I never follow their lead. They have to follow mine. I reply, Broseph. Are we using metric or imperial?
Okay, can you help me? Can you help me walk through the Broseph? Why Broseph?
So that comes from another scam call you're going to hear. I just linked them together.
Broseph. So that could be viewed a couple different ways. Like me and you are boys, right?
Correct.
And we're hanging out, we're drinking Broseph. Or it could be viewed as Broseph, a little condescending.
Exactly.
But there's a language barrier here, so that I think that level of scrutiny is not going to be there on that end of the
user's choice.
All right, Broseph, give it to me.
What category of podcast link? I mean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube.
So now they've reached out to us. We've posted on a Facebook site, and they're asking us what type of link we have.
What type? Like what platform?
What platform?
Ah, okay. Because that would be impossible to figure out on your own.
Impossible to figure out on your own. So, have you heard of pod tubes?
So this is where the BS meter starts going into the red on his end, I think.
Absolutely. But
do you want to promote your Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube?
There you go. That's the bring them back. I can picture the manager walking by going, no. Do not engage. D&E, do not engage. You get to the point. Yep. You ask this question. Yes, I will, manager.
Have you listened to the podcast?
Yes.
Oh, emphatic yes. Was there an exclamation mark or anything? An interrobang at the end?
He just said yes.
Okay.
So I said, what did you think of it? What was your favorite part? How does it make you feel? Feelings are important, right? That's the world we live in 2024. I mean, if you're using facts, fuck you, feelings.
I got nothing to do with facts. I don't need facts.
So he then replies with screenshots.
Really?
Yes. Of 3 or 4 podcasters that he has helped out. And it shows how they, have skyrocketed their metrics.
Okay.
I mean, we'll put some of these up on our Facebook page.
Okay.
When this comes out so that you can see what was sent. So I was, and he said,
It's my work prove.
Why my work prove?
my work prove is what he said.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a barrier in the language, but he's saying, dude, I'm legit. I'm 100% real.
100% real.
And to prove it, I got 3 podcasts right here that, look, skyrocketed, right? Okay. Did you look them up?
You're already one step
I'm
ahead
sorry.
of me.
I'm sorry. I'm ruining your story. Go ahead.
And so for this one, I think we're probably going to block their names because they are real people, according
Oh, yeah.
what I can
leave
find.
that be. We'll leave it be.
So I look at the screenshots and I say, who is Brian? And he replies,
My client.
and I said, can I talk to Brian? So I've, now want to engage with one of his clients.
No.
Oh, you drew a hard line.
No.
Ain't happening.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this: your gut at this point, is it telling you that he's just that's like that's his plan to give himself legitimacy? That he just goes to these accounts?
He goes to these accounts, and I think the images are photoshopped or used in paint because they're not clear images. They're clearly images of some sort of metrics, but they're very blurry. I think they've been changed. They've been altered.
I don't want to correct you, but the gentleman said very early in the game he's 100% real. So
You're really focused on that. I'm glad I answered.
I question your decision making on this because he's already given his 100% real status.
That's true. I should have taken him at his word. But I asked him, why can't we contact Brian?
Don't like that.
Oh, ain't happening.
Don't like what?
Do you want to promote your Apple podcast?
Manager just stop by and go reel him back in.
I want you to answer my question, Marjan Khan.
Oh, you did the full name back at him.
Full name.
He doesn't talk to strangers, and he will be angry about it.
Ooh, he will be angry about
Be angry about it. So, he's a podcaster. That's literally his job.
it. To comment on things.
Yeah.
He got angry because I let him talk to another one of my clients. I want to promote your podcast.
You would not like me when I'm angry. So he's going down the path of, I'm going to give him something that he can't contest. This dude gets angry.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want to play with this son. Brian somebody, right? Brian Bleep? Is that the Brian Bleep? Okay. All right.
I'm going to focus on that. That's where I'm going to take this conversation.
Can I ask you this, though? Does it seem like he's talking about a legit podcast?
Let me get there.
Okay.
So I said, so he talked to another client and got angry. Expand on that.
Please give me your podcast link.
Homeboy's not playing. Let's get to the punchline. Let's go. Podcast.
Why?
Now you're just being confrontational.
You don't want to monetize your podcast?
Who said that?
You?
No, you just did. You typed it above.
Now, do you want to promote your podcast?
So he's just coming back to monetizing the podcast. And so I said, what is Brian podcast about?
All
Sports.
right. Maybe it's a legit podcast. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's a legit podcast. So he's like, oh, I've played sports. How does he describe sports?
That's the dumbest question. How does he describe sports? Here's a ball. We run a lot. Sometimes we throw it or kick it.
Okay, please give me your Apple Podcast link.
So he's back to he wants the link.
Hey, he is trying to refocus you.
Getting back to what you said earlier, was like, oh, I found him on Facebook. I'm going to send him a message about sports.
No, he will be angry about it.
Too close to home. So maybe there, no. See, I was going down the route of maybe there is some legitimacy, like with his working relationship with Brian Bleep. Or he's going, oh, for God's sake, if you reach out, he's not going to know who I am.
Exactly.
Cover blown.
So I asked why.
Because he doesn't like it.
You will not like him when he's angry.
Well, I guess he's going to be angry. I just messaged him and said, you and I are collaborating.
Oh my God.
No.
Was there an exclamation?
I added that.
You did that. Okay. No. Now you got him. Who is this again? This is Mr. Khan.
Mr. Khan.
Mr. Khan is in panic mode.
Yeah. So I said, I also mentioned sports, so he knows that I know you work with him.
So you're ensuring the dots have been connected.
Yes. He just responds with a thumbs up emoji. And then says,
I will give you 20K download and 50 rating.
What?
yeah, I said 50 stars?
Okay.
Sure. He's like, you want 50 stars? I'll get you 50 stars.
So there were multiple names in the screenshots he sent. So I replied, can I contact Lisa? I'm trying to make podcast friends.
Please give me your podcast link.
He's at his wit's end. This dude's like, come on, man. I'm 100% real. I told you that.
So I reply, I think Brian's angry.
Oh, shit. You stirred up the bee's nest.
You don't start work.
What?
Yeah, I just said, you don't start work. I don't know what that meant. So I asked if he could make things better with Brian.
Now you're done looking for podcast help. You just want to restore your relationship with Brian.
Correct.
Yes, please give me order. I will start your work.
Give me order. Okay.
So I said, I order you to make things right between Brian and us. We need to mend the relationship. We can help each other.
Brian's all kind of... Brian is pissed. Okay. I overstepped with Brian. I asked him questions about balls and sports. He started describing shit. I mentioned your name, Mr. Khan. He is pissed right now. I just need you to help me.
So then he simply responds with a link to our podcast.
Here's a link to your... We kind of have that already.
We do.
Yeah.
I reply, how's Brian doing? That's where we left the conversation.
Wow.
So I actually did find Brian on Facebook.
For real?
For real. Did find him.
And
I reached out to him to let him know, I think this person is using your image to scam people.
No kidding.
No kidding. Haven't heard back from him because the way Facebook Messenger is, like, you don't get notification if you're not friends that you have a new message.
Oh, yeah. I've had him sit there forever. Yeah.
But did reach out to Brian, let him know, and we'll see, if Brian eventually responds. But wanted to let him know, I think his image is being used.
My God, Brian Bleep, for the love of God, please contact us.
Yeah.
Mr. Khan is worried about your anger, and we just want to make it right. It's the least we can do.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Thank you, Mr. Khan.
Spammers and Scammers is a public service for the public. It also serves as a great way for Tim and Dave to get credit toward their community service hours related to an incident in which our legal team says we should not discuss on air. If you have a Mr. Khan in your life, feel free to send his info our way via our electronic mailing system, speaktosot@gmail.com. We will answer every email except for the ones we don't answer. Until next time, keep speaking of things.